Hey, everybody. I'm Isaac.
And I wanna be anarchy. You know?
Anarchy, the UK.
Yeah,
Anarchy for the food side. First fucking anarchy. I
yeah.
want to be anarchy. Yeah, that's not our theme song this week, though, unfortunately. It would be a good one, but I guess we can just jump into it. We'll do our little opening
Excuse me.
theme, and then, although fuck, man, Jovan's not here. We don't know what happened to him last
Yeah,
week. Last week he shit a lot.
yeah.
Uh,
He
oh,
was
he's
having
oh
some.
he's oh wait oh he's setting
Oh,
up. Y'all ready?
oh,
I need the
oh.
thing here. Don't have access to StreamYard. Hold on a second. We might have him. Okay,
Oh.
we were getting worried. Let me just make sure I get a messenger. I'm doing a process of inviting to Joe Vaughn. Call him Joe Vaughn the Sex Muffin. To Joe Vaughn. Where's what? I don't have Joe. Oh my God, Manacho, maybe. Come on. All right, this is bullshit. I'm working on it. Don't worry, guys. So Shane, what's up, dude? What's going on today? How you
Hi, it's
doing?
me, Jovan. Oh, I'm just I worked and that wasn't the best time of my life today, and then I came home and I watched 2 hours of British wrestling.
Oh fuck yeah! All right, I got the link out. There it is. All right, sorry for the distraction, folks. Yeah, 2 hours of British wrestling. That was good. I watched. We all watched a couple hours of British wrestling, which was really fun. Honestly,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah,
good show. Very
yeah,
good
no,
show.
it was a good time. Is there anything going on in the world of wrestling this week? It seems
Uh,
like
well,
most of the
they announced a couple more matches for
the
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden
Did you see
Door.
those? The
Uh,
matches.
mm, I saw one, but now I can't remember what it was.
So they already had obviously um, Okada and Danielson, and they already had Will Ospreay and Kenny. They then announced Sonata versus Jungle Boy for the New Japan Heavyweight Championship, which is, admittedly, Sonata's the the champ.
Yeah. That's not the part that I'm. It's the
Jungle
fact
Boy.
that Jungle Boy is going for a heavyweight championship belt makes me shake my goddamn head.
Sonata's the same fucking size. He
I
he
know,
is
but
so
but
get it.
Sonata, he's Japanese, which means he's extra tough because he survived, you know, a lot of radiation and stuff.
Um
Can I give a quick shout out? Can I give a quick shout out to Dennis Day Jr.? We love you, buddy. We know you're not watching this, and you never will. But in case you do,
Love you, DDJ.
we really do.
Um but the other match that was announced, which I think you'll find a lot more interesting, and most people will, is can you guess who Hiroshi Tanahashi is facing at Forbidden Door?
Hiroshi Tanahashi,
Yeah, Tanahashi.
Darby Allen. No, who's he fighting?
MJF
Oh,
for the AEW title, which we all know MJF's winning, but
of course.
that's such an interesting matchup to set up. In a way, you kind of get you get a lot of comparisons between John Cena and Tanahashi, and I think in a lot of ways you set up the internet wrestling super smarks, Cena versus MJF. I think that's a great matchup, and obviously for MJF in the course of his career, a victory over Tanahashi goes, a
Yeah.
long
Oh
way,
yeah. Well, I
especially
mean,
never having wrestled in or for New Japan.
and it's just yeah, and I mean, you got two guys who are masters of what they're doing. And yeah, that's a great matchup. I mean, I'm still like I can't believe we're gonna get fucking Okada Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, dude, and I have the night off. I have to wake up at like 4 o'clock the next morning, but I'm gonna stay up.
Dude, I
I
mean,
got
it's
to.
literally like the one match, and I'm torn. I don't know if I'm gonna spend the money, but I want to. I'll figure out a way to watch it. But yeah, that's a match I got to see because
You should spend your hard-earned American dollars supporting something cool.
yeah, I mean, I wish yeah, everything I support is fucking lame. It's like car payments and bills and fucking, oh, let's pay the electric people to fucking have fucking a light over my fucking head while I'm, asleep
Dude,
or something.
you could always, you know, is there like a swap meet in town?
Oh,
Like
there's all
a
sorts of swap meets. Yeah, we got
dude,
the
you should,
yeah.
dude, you should set up with your 8x10s, dude. Just set up a little a
Oh,
little
like that. Yeah,
table.
no one wants that
Yeah.
shit around here. I might like they do at the wrestling shows, like set up, and I want to talk to the guy who sells them there and be like, bro, I got so many. Please buy them all. I'm surprised my Iron Sheik one didn't really get any traffic, which is a bummer.
Did you promote it specifically as Iron Sheik? Was that like the thumbnail? And did you say like
Mm.
Sheiky baby or something in the?
Iron Sheik. Oh, I
Oh, okay,
forgot. Jovan
okay.
doesn't have any actual access, admin access. What's up, baby?
Hey, good evening. How
Long
are you?
time
Hey,
no
buddy.
see, bruv.
I know. Shit, y'all need to remind me not to take a nap close to fucking game time, baby. I fucking
It's
falls deep into a
either that or
great
you're just
nap.
shitting your brains out, man. One or the
Dude.
other.
Oh, thank God I'm fucking done with
What
that.
was
Jesus
yeah? What
Christ.
was what was up with that? I mean,
It
I
was
don't
like
want a full
No,
rundown,
I
but what?
do. Give us the
it
Oh,
rundown on your rundown.
was like the never ending food poisoning story. Or I just fucking I don't know, maybe I was sick. Who knows?
Was
where,
that
where, where
from?
did you where do
Was
you
that
think you
from?
got it from? What did you
I
eat?
wait. Let me guess. Let me guess. I'm gonna go
Mexican.
for. I was gonna say Whataburger.
No,
Like,
oh
let,
dude, no.
You'd be like, I would never admit
No,
what
you'd never get sick from Whataburger.
what
It's
what was
it's
the
like
what was the food item? What'd you have? What was the culprit?
I really think it was a burrito.
Oh
That didn't
yeah.
go so well. Yeah, it was
Mm,
either that or gas station sushi. One of the two.
oh, what
Can't
like
gamble,
like a
gentlemen.
like a speedway
Oh,
gas
that
station or
Yeah, no
oh
Wawa, no fancy gas station.
oh
It was a bad
mobile
decisions.
one. Yeah, that's good, man. You
oh.
gotta you gotta tempt fate every now and then.
Yeah.
I did last
I
week.
have.
I did a
Go
little
ahead.
fate tempting. I went out. I actually went out one night. I went to the bar.
Oh
Had some
no.
beers, some switchbacks, and yeah. What do you think I'm gonna say? I want to hear what you think happened.
He
Oh,
thought it was
I
bad.
I know what happened.
You
You've told
do?
me.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told you I had
Yeah.
sex with
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
grandmother.
It was a
I
grandmother.
didn't
Oh
tell you
no.
that part.
No. 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 You just.
Yeah.
You, you
Yo.
you conveniently let that out. Yeah.
Sorry, that's the best part. A grandmother in the parking lot of the bar. It was awesome.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
That was
The
pretty funny.
story.
So many
Like.
questions.
Oh.
Okay, go for it.
We.
Yeah, hit me.
No. 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 No.
Like, how old of a grandmother are we talking about here? Real gray hair grandmother, or she was a young grandmother?
Oh, young grandma. She's like probably like 46.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
still within
Oh.
the realm
But
of.
hey, she's got a grandchild, okay? It goes in the win column.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
Take it
Yeah,
off of the bingo card,
exactly,
grandmother.
bro. Come on now. Come on.
um.
No judgment
So
here. Any
so
other questions? Any other now that we lost all two of our viewers?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they
sorry.
were there, and then they
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 were like,
fucked off real
"Oh,
quick.
grandma
This
bang."
is what this is about. I think I'm gonna get
Cheers.
out of here. Um,
Sorry,
Hey,
Wade.
hey, I'm not having any, any relations, sexual or otherwise, on the podcast. So, there's
Not
a win
again.
not
there.
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not again.
Um.
Fool me twice.
So,
You couldn't even see anything.
eh,
What were you gonna say?
it's flown the coop. We're well beyond it. I was still thinking, or attempting to think about gas station food.
Oh yeah, no,
My
let's go.
mind.
Let's go. What's your favorite if you're like road tripping, gas station stop, and just your fucking Jiffy stop or whatever the fuck you guys have, Cumberland
Bear
Farms,
claws.
Bear
Ooh,
Claws. Okay,
Yeah, I'm a gas station pastry man, but I have a buddy
okay,
not
who
bad.
his goal is to try all of the weirdest gas station food. He's in a band that like tours heavily. He's in a couple bands that tour pretty heavily,
okay,
but one tours I would say 6 to 8 months of the year depending.
Okay.
okay.
So he goes to a lot of gas stations. Obviously, they don't, they're not like a touring, like a bus band. So they,
Yeah,
fuel up
yeah.
all the time themselves. A couple highlights is he got gas station goulash one time
The fuck?
Dude, we got gas
from
station
Georgia.
curry. We got gas station curry.
The fuck? Okay.
So good.
He and I went down to Nashville like a month ago to see a show. And it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. He grabs me. We start driving. He immediately gets gas, and he chooses mini tacos.
Nice, nice. I
Um,
usually go like I love the Nacho Slim Jim. Nacho Slim Jim is a classic.
Mm.
They actually, and I don't know if you've seen these around. I've only seen them once, and I grabbed a couple, and they were fucking banging. Vlasic dill pickle Slim Jims,
Ooh.
so good.
I
Uh,
don't I don't I don't really mess with the Slim Jim,
yeah,
man. I love jerky, but
I like the pickled sausage, like the Tijuana
the
Mama,
bit
those
yeah, the
things.
Big Mama.
The
The
Big
big
Mama, yeah,
mamas.
yeah, yeah. They're so
Eh.
good. Yeah, those are some go-tos. I
Oh,
like a good I
those
like a
are
good gas station coffee cake. Maybe a Yoo-hoo,
Ooh. Okay.
as a bevy, not. I don't know,
I
some
don't I
good.
don't get I don't get beverages other than
No,
other than alcohol from the
yeah, you
gas
just
station very much.
See,
Really?
I
Yeah.
go Red
Hmm.
Bulls in the morning, and then I don't know, maybe a nice Sprite. Sprite is refreshing if I can find
Crisp.
it. A nice squirt is delicious, especially if you can find
Yeah.
the ruby red squirt.
Oh, I've
Mm.
never even heard of those.
Yeah, yeah,
We're talking about the grandma again.
it's period squirt.
Is that that wasn't even where was the joke there?
It's ruby red.
Ruby red, buddy. Ruby red squirt. Come on.
I saw a video of a guy, and
Clever.
he's doing like one of those he's doing one of those car tastings, you know what I'm saying, like review videos. He's like, yeah, I got a bottle of squirt here, and he like opens it, he tastes it, he's like,
No, it doesn't taste anything like pee.
that's not pee.
Yeah.
That's not pee. I was dying, dude. I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, Jovan,
So,
what's your favorite
do
gas station
Yeah,
snack?
yeah,
do,
yeah.
do do you guys have
We
Stripes
don't have
gas stations?
Bucky's.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, it's not gonna be. I know not everywhere has
No,
Bucky's.
we
That's S tier right
Although
there.
we have yours.
I did get some of the butter toffee pecans from Bucky's.
Mm,
I've
Them
still never been to
shits
the Mecca.
is
that's good.
banging.
Oh, you
Y'all don't
gotta
have
go.
y'all don't have sheets down there, do you, Jovan? Not even close. Yeah.
No, see that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying with Stripes. We've got a Stripes, which is like the southern equivalent of the best kind of gas station food you could find because you've got your corn dogs there. But those damn chimichangas,
Yo,
The
wait a minute.
chimichangas from the
Wait,
Stripes.
back up, back up,
fucking
back up,
greatness.
back up. Yo, you define the best gas station food as by which gas station has corn dogs?
Dude, it's not just corn dogs, man. They are fresh fucking corn dogs. Like that shit is fucking fantastic.
Like they dip them and fry them themselves, or they
Like, yeah, they've
Okay.
got the little. It's got a red case, and you see it right in front of the fucking fry station. So you know
Oh,
when those
Yeah.
bitches
Dude,
are.
I'm like, man, my gas station. I can always tell there's a good gas station when they have those dogs rolling on the rollers.
yeah,
No,
dude.
not the
Whenever,
rollers.
yo, I'll tell you what I fuck with heavily though. Y'all know like the tornado. Obviously, it's like the
7-Eleven.
hot dog roller, and then they have the tornadoes.
7-Eleven.
you ever had the buffalo chicken? It's just like a meat
Yeah.
tube buffalo chicken. It's so good.
with
It's
like the tortilla
audaciously good.
shell.
Yep.
No,
No.
no. It's just like lightly
Oh,
breaded, and then it's just
What?
like
yes, yes,
coated
yes.
in
Yeah.
buffalo
And you
sauce.
can put it in a bun. Dude,
You can, yes.
when I was living in New York, dude, my thing was I was so fucking poor, bro. I was making like 8 something an hour in fucking New York City. And I just, I had no money. So on my way home, I go by 7-Eleven and you hit up the hot dog fucking bar and fucking you get your one hot dog and then you just fill that container up with chili and pickles and onions and cheese and you put like a pound of toppings on there and then you just get charged like $1.79 for a fucking hot dog. And I would fucking just like take home like 2 pounds of chili because I'm like, yeah, I fucking need to eat, man.
Hell yeah. It's two meals in one, dude. Why not?
Dude, it
Smart.
was the only it was the only thing I could do. And then you could get a tall boy of Coors Banquet for $1.39. Like
Mm.
one of the what is it, 22s or whatever it is.
Are you talking about one of the huge ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tall boy, the tall boys, yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
That's the dream right there.
Yep, so for under $5 I had a tall beer and a fucking meal.
2 meals, chili and a hot dog.
Well, I ate it all at once though, but yeah, good shit. I mean, you had indigestion for the
I
next few days.
probably
but
was good shit, yeah.
That's why you got to keep a bottle of fucking Malox around too. So I guess that adds another nickel or two to your meal
Yeah.
price. Yeah.
When you factor in the the aftermath,
Oh God,
you
yeah.
look back and
The toilet paper usage is also pretty heavy.
I figured at that point you just would have had like a rag. You just use it once.
showers, something.
That's
dude.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh shit. We didn't play our intro song. Hold on. We didn't play the intro.
Shane, Jovan, and Isaac talk about wrestling, 'cause it's motherfucking such good shit. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That one's very appropriate. I didn't play it earlier because Jovan wasn't here. So, but now that he's here,
So great.
Yeah, dude, well-
I love that we leave you somewhere with a camera at all times. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Here's the thing, though, is I want to use our other intro videos, but they all say like Thursday at 10:05, and it's like Dozer, Shane, and Isaac, and it's like, like we got to update with the times, but Dozer was the one who made all those, and I don't have a fucking clue how to do it. So I know how to make a bad selfie video of me saying dumb shit. So that's our new theme song. And if I have to record a new one every week, I will.
The debut edition he recorded literally 2 minutes before we went live, and I was sitting there. He didn't explain what he was doing. I just watched it. And I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And then he was like, "Oh, you'll see."
Oh,
And then I saw it again 3.5 minutes later.
Yeah, fucking such good shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, he just did that unprompted.
Still nothing beats our fucking clip we got of fucking Scott Hall.
Are you talking to me? Hey, I said, are you talking to me? What I do at my crib is my own business. Are you talking to me?
That got me so good, dude. I was like, as soon as you said that to me, I was like, oh, that's going on the fucking show for sure.
It's the shirtlessness for me. It kind of pulled it all together.
Yeah, like,
Oh, dude,
we don't get
look, I got a little. I have a festive shirt actually. It's a Blackpool Combat Club shirt.
I've got a DDJ original, bro, from the old DDJs.
Whoa, the original DDJ. What do you
say?
That's
It's
an
a throwback. It's a classic. Yeah, it's a classic throwback. Speaking of classics,
and Blackpool.
And Blackpool. Yes, there you go.
None of those are present on this night.
No. No. But no, this is fun. We get to go to the place where they invented I don't know.
Taking your shoe off and singing about
it.
I
don't know. Just being completely homosexual, but doing it in a straight way. I think they're the ones who invented that. Not like the Greeks who just invented pure gayness. Shout out to the Greeks.
Shout out.
Yeah, we're in England for NXT Takeover Blackpool. What? 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 You don't
I,
know? You didn't know? You don't know about history, bro? Come
I
on
don't think
now.
Shane liked that about the Greeks.
It's
I
true. They invented
I
gayness. It's awesome. Shout
I'm
out
just shocked. It
that
took you
you know my history.
about 30 seconds. You were concentrating. You were visibly concentrating and searching for something.
Yeah, the Greeks, the beautiful. I love the way they think.
They're
NXT
beautiful people.
UK Blackpool. This was January 12th, 2019. This was the NXT UK brand. This was their first takeover event. It took
Where
place like right after TLC 2019 and right before the NXT Takeover Phoenix event.
what
And we've
where was
got
it located?
Blackpool, Lancashire, England at the Empress Ballroom, which is a beautiful, by the way, a beautiful venue.
Yeah, no, that I remember thinking that the first time I watched it and rewatching it, I was like, this is a rad place to
Yeah,
Oh
do a
yeah.
show.
it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Some of like the new stadiums are cool, but like there's something about seeing a wrestling event in a unique space like that
You
that
want to
like
go.
yeah, it just makes it feel different than like I don't know, going to just another arena where like normally if you watch like a WWE event, everyone looks the same. It's all like it could be
Yeah.
the same arena every time. And that was the thing. One of the things about early Raw like that was a unique space. The ECW building, like the old ECW building, another
It
Yeah.
had its own
place.
feel.
I'll give you one from more recently that I think the company should do like a pay-per-view at every single year, and that's Daly's Place.
Yep.
Man, like
Ah,
Daly's Place was such a huge
No, it worked.
thing for that company, especially at that time during COVID. Really set them apart. Boys, give me just 1 second. I gotta answer a call.
No,
I'll be back.
answer that call. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna continue with Daly's place for him because
please.
if you've been to Daly's, I've been to Daly's like 3 or 4 times to watch fucking shows. That place there is a fucking awesome place for wrestling, dude. Because
It's really unique.
yeah, the whole crowd is literally wrapped to the stage,
And is
and
it and it's not 360. It's only like
it's halfway. So
yeah.
you remember South Park when they did their wrestling episode, and
What
it was like,
WTF, man.
yes,
Yeah.
it's exactly how the
They
setup is at
took his
Daly's.
job. They took his dog. They took a dirt. Yep.
But yeah, that's exactly how the setup is at Daly's. It's actually a really fun fucking place to watch a
Yeah,
match.
and that's the thing is, like I don't want to get too much into like like how everything in fucking this country looks the same and every town kind of looks the same, but it does.
It
It
does.
does. Like you have this that's why I like going to like bingo halls and going to like these fucking weird shows and weird places like feels like interesting and fun and like
It's why
I
I
don't
like GCW, dude, because they have all these different weird fucking looking venues.
And you can do unique shit. Like you can be like, "Oh, look at this weird balcony. We can do a spot with that or this stage." Like
Yeah.
when I went to that fucking show in Barrie, like the Green Mountain Wrestling, like it's in a goddamn like fucking Elks Hall and they have a stage on one end and like there's people seated against the stage, but they did a fucking like a rolling cannonball off the stage over the crowd into like two opponents. And it's
Nice.
just cool when like you can take a space that's unique and incorporate it into the match somehow. Even if they didn't do that here, the space itself is so beautiful. Like it just is like a beautiful architecture. It's a great building. And like I would love to see more wrestling from more interesting locations like that. Even like the Clash at the Castle was cool because of that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
Jovan, I heard you mention GCW.
Yep.
The last two, the only two times I guess times I've seen them was at the space that my local promotion normally runs at, which is the Grand Valleydale Ballroom. It's been open forever and ever, like 60 years or something like that. and it mostly functions as a reception hall. People can rent it out, and then it's like a senior ballroom dancing place most other times.
Yeah, that's awesome,
dude. The
Yeah.
GCW one where they go, I can't remember where it is. I think it might be Atlantic City, but they've got the multicolored roof going on.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah.
I fucking
It's
love
the
that one.
Showboat.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's the best. No, I mean, and that's their home, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like when it's at the Showboat, it's big business.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's like when you watched one night stand or whatever, the ECW
Yeah.
With your grandma. Oh,
with
sorry, the UCW show.
but yeah, no, like that's what that space reminded me, and that space is even more intimate, like the Blackpool crowd was pretty intimate, and only because they were like so into it. But like you go, like those are spaces that are just, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into fucking the building they were in, but I loved it. I really genuinely, like, the space made the whole event seem more interesting.
and
and more like-
how many people were there? What
how
was
many
the
people? Let's see. Do they
It
have?
sounded like a billion. The fucking acoustics in that place was a beast.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it has
I mean,
actual.
that's crazy. I wonder.
Let's see.
I don't know. I'd guess like 1,000, maybe.
It looks small, but they
Yeah,
made it count, dude.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
It looks like a pretty. It's
I mean,
20,000 square feet.
According to WWE, it was probably somewhere around 74,000. You know how they do.
Yeah, it was 115,000.
It says it has a 3,000 person capacity.
Okay.
But with the wrestling ring, taking up a lot of that, as well as setup and stuff, I don't think 1,000 is necessarily a bad guess at all.
I don't know. I think it's probably. I think you're probably closer to 2,000 or 2,500. But either way, I just found this this picture of the space. Let me see if I can get it loaded up here, because it's very cool. But yeah, either way,
who's on commentary? Obviously, you have Nigel McGuinness, and is that Vic Joseph?
Vic Joseph, yes, sir.
Yeah, man, Vic Joseph is just Vic Joseph.
Yeah, and I mean, he did a good job tonight, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, this is the space. Look at that fucking space, dude. That's so cool. It looks like
that's classy.
Yeah, it's so classy. It looks badass.
Inky in the air.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you have Vic Joseph, who honestly, this is probably as good
the best night of Vic Joseph's life
career. Yeah, at least. Yes, you had those two. Drake Wirtz, we had him. He was there. That was fun.
Yeah, Drake Younger himself, dude. Yep. He was the king of the death match this year, and what is it, XGW?
Really,
company where the we're not gonna get into that company. That's a rabbit hole, dude. No. Isaac, did you see the one of the guy with the needle in his genitalia? Did you see that? He got it was a spot, and he pulled his wiener out and then pierced the skin with a needle. It was a spot in a wrestling match. I saw it on Reddit.
How?
Yeah, that dude. I'm so glad I got to tell you about this.
Yeah, you stole our innocence tonight.
Yeah, it was a spot. While he's recovering,
I don't like that.
I don't either.
We start the night off with a NXT UK Tag Team Championship match between Mustache Mountain and the Young Veterans.
Zach Gibson and James Drake going against Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. And I will tell you, this crowd...
They got released, right?
Zach and James Drake? Probably.
Yeah.
All I will say, though, is that this crowd was hot for one man, and one man pretty much only, and that is our dude Tyler Bate.
Yep.
They were going apeshit for him. Just Bailey level chants for Tyler Bates.
Oh, dude, take your shoe off. Singing
so
to
good.
him.
Yes, dude, it was so good. This match is, I mean, right off the bat, this is the match of the night. I don't think anyone's arguing with that.
Nope.
It was about as good as you can get for a tag match, honestly. Like, and
Yes.
they put on a fucking clinic. They had a couple of spots that were just fucking ridiculous. It was about 20,
Yes.
just shy of 24 minutes.
And
I
it
mean,
felt
for
like 11.
Yeah.
it
was
could have
so
gone. It could have
fast-paced,
gone
dude.
on. It could have gone on another 10 minutes, easy, without any issues.
They should have taken like 6 minutes from the main event and added it to this. And I think that
I
Oh,
totally agree. Or this should
I
have been the main event, honestly. But
hot take. I love that so much because I do not have never will probably never like the way that Pete Dunne wrestles. So no, I'm all for that because this match fucking killed.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
one spot alone for this shit, like that doomsday device they do, where they have him
Mhm.
set up outside and fucking, I don't know. I think it might be Drake comes through the ropes with
Yep.
the fucking clothesline and takes him out, and fucking Bates just fucking does the craziest sell on it. I mean, he does like a fucking 450 off his shoulders.
yeah.
I mean, it was one of those things where you're like, "Oh God, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh fucking
I mean, but
God, is he okay?" And then you're like, "Oh no, he landed perfect," but it was just like that spot alone, like, was incredible. But I know, Shane, you have a couple of moments that really stood out for you.
yeah. I think it was right. I mean, it was like a minute or two before that. Tyler Bate gets code breakered by Gibson and sells it like he gets shot by a shotgun. He just goes stiff against the ropes. And I mean, just everything that clothesline into the dragon, that the Mustache Mountain do, the Helter Skelter, 415 the kick out. It was just good overall. Paced well. It did a good job of setting up all of the late craziness with nice chain wrestling at the beginning and
Mhm.
the innovation that the teams have. All of the different tag team moves, which even to this day, unless you're the Usos or, I mean, even Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't do it that much. Is new tag team maneuvers. A lot of
The
tag teams are
Usos.
two solo wrestlers that have like 6 different moves, but nothing else. They never evolve.
I gotta say, the Usos. Oh man,
Oh no.
no. This is. I
Wait,
guess
keep it that.
this might be controversial. I don't think it's controversial. I think that when it comes down to the variety of moves and the innovative move sets from the Usos, that where they are now is not nearly as interesting as the kind of wrestling they were doing in their late NXT days and very early Raw matches and like main roster matches. Only from the point of like the variety of move sets and the innovation in the moves they were doing. Because I remember early Usos were doing some crazy shit tag team, like wild tag team moves. And I know they cut a lot of that out because it was hard and
Too
it beat
taxing.
it, yeah, and it beat them up. And like I get it, if you're gonna be on the main roster and you're doing it every night, you gotta like simplify your move set. Vince wants 5 moves for every fucking superstar. But I will say those early matches, they had some crazy tag team maneuvers where they would fucking throw the guy up and do like the code breaker off of fucking, like, I can't, there was a couple that were just like,
The assisted Samoan drop was one of my favorites. The pop
mhm,
up into the catch and just boom,
yeah,
gone.
Yep.
great move. Yeah, and they
Shit's
had a bunch of those
badass.
that they just don't do much anymore.
Yeah.
But again,
They
your
pull them out
point,
for the big ones, like the
yeah.
Sammy KO one. They pull it
Yeah.
out of all the classics.
But even still, like, yeah, yeah, those guys were great, but I miss some of those moves that they were running early in the days. But that's how it goes. You lose that shit. But yeah, this match, there's so much going on, and it was so good. We could probably talk about it the whole night, but I'm it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty goddamn close. So I'm stuck between 4.75 and 5, and
Dude,
let
it
me
went
let
from
me
the
let me sell
show.
you here.
Okay.
Let me sell you here. This match versus, like, just compare it directly to any of the, like, DIY versus Revival. Compare it to DIY versus American Alpha, and, like, you can argue obviously that maybe you don't understand the story as much, so you're not as emotionally invested. But think about the storytelling in the match. Think about the moves being done, and think about they are sold.
You sold me here. You sold me before that. And the idea that I don't know the story as much and I'm not invested story-wise. I think because of that, right? And I was still so invested even not knowing what was happening. I think you're right. I think that deserves 5 stars.
Like I said, I think it's a top 15 or so NXT tag team match of all time. I mean, honestly, I think the top 10 is even believable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we right now are all drinking together. Will we be drinking everything? We already know that I don't think Meltzer gives out 5 stars to WWE.
I think I remember him giving it like a 4 or 5. I think
4 or 5. You
Not
got
bad
it.
for him.
Yep.
4 or 5, which is a 5 for Meltzer for WWE. So we'll just do a drinky poo here.
Refresh.
We will move along to the next match of NXT UK Takeover Blackpool, and we get another huge, monstrous fucking pop of an ovation for Finn Balor going against Jordan Devlin in a match that's just sort of it was like the Sami Zayn and Cesaro matches in early NXT days. It was just sort of like, here's a great wrestler and he's going to go up against another great wrestler from the main roster and he's going to see if he can fucking do it. And it was like such a simple story. And they fucking knocked it out of the park, man. Like, they really did put on a great match. And the only thing this suffered from was going on after that tag match.
Yeah.
I think it's the only thing it suffered from. And the crowd was still wild. So
You look at it though, because the way it started with the whole storyline of the dude's knee getting hurt, and I can't remember his name because he really didn't do
Travis
anything.
Banks.
There you go. He didn't do anything significant. Knee injury, fake knee injury, got him out of there. And McDonough, who was trained by Finn Balor, gets on the mic and starts talking shit that he's the best Irish, wrestler there. And he just gets one up by the actual best fucking Irish wrestler there. So
Yeah.
it was perfect.
And what's interesting to right off of that, Jovan, is JD McDonough, which is what he's known as now, is kind of sulking around Raw and is heavily believed to be the the next Judgment Day member. A lot of people are thinking that maybe he's going to kind of usurp Finn, and take over, and they might, and honestly, I think that's kind of smart. Do your own little Bullet Club deal, right? You already have Finn, involved. Why not have a kind of fluent, faction where members can come and go? So
They
that's pretty
tried to do
interesting.
that with the Balor Club, but now, I feel like this one's got a little bit more legs.
Well, I mean, they've spent a lot of time on it. I mean, if you watch Raw in any capacity, you will see the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day has been on Raw consistently for like a year now.
my question
all the time.
with Judgment Day, and I don't, and this is a genuine question. I don't know if I have an answer yet.
Okay.
But I mean, I know which way I think. Who ultimately is Judgment Day getting over out of that group?
Rhea and Dom.
Rhea and Dom have gotten over big time. Damien.
I was gonna say. I mean, honestly, I think like nobody has suffered from that group other than Edge. And who cares?
It feels like the majority of the focus is on those two, and that it's like it goes like Dom and Rhea, probably Rhea Dom, and then you drop down like 4 notches, and then you have like Damien and then Finn.
You had Damien in that match with Bad Bunny, obviously, in Puerto Rico. Damien just faced Seth. I think
Yeah.
last Monday night
Okay.
for the championship, apparently in a very
Okay.
competitive.
Well, this is why
You
I'm
know,
asking because
yeah.
But
I don't
dude,
watch this
look at
shit.
it this way. Dom was such shit before Judgment Day.
No,
Such shit.
no. The Judgment Day thing with him has been the best thing of his career. It's the it's.
Yeah.
I
It's the
mean,
only reason he's still there, dude.
yeah, he's been killing it. Like I love Dom. Dom's awesome. Like fucking A, dude. I never thought I would say that be saying that a year
Yeah.
ago, but
There we go. Isaac
he's
loves
been
Doms.
no, he's been incredible. Yeah, oh yeah, totally. But he's been incredible. He's been incredible. Like he really has taken to this role, and he's arguably one of the best heels in all of professional wrestling right now.
Yeah.
All he has to do is open his mouth, and no matter where it's at, there is a
Even
chorus of boos.
he doesn't even have to open it. He just has a smile.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
He just has
really
to be
it's
there. He's got heat.
really impressive. And I don't get the sense that people want him to go away. I think that people are enjoying this, and
They
it's
like hating him.
yeah. It's awesome, and I feel I'm like happy for him because he deserves it, man.
Yeah, fuck
This,
that guy.
but yeah, this match I wouldn't say it was anything like spectacular, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, these two put on a really solid match. It was a little over 10 minutes. Finn Balor, especially at this time, was really like putting on some incredible matches and was really working his ass off.
And you could tell he was fired up too. I mean,
Yeah.
you could tell that he was so excited to just be involved. Yeah, I mean, it was just good. I mean, it did what it needed to do. Couple things I liked early in the match. Madonahue or Devlin, it's Devlin
Jordan
at this point.
Devlin, then
Devlin,
JD
Yeah.
McDonough now.
You know, he does like kind of like this standing coup de grace to Finn, and commentary calls it out a little bit. The strikes are crisp. It, tells a simple story in ring that's backed up by some pretty easy to digest but fun, information outside of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I've got nothing negative to say.
And it was
so-
cool. It was cool the pop for Finn because they did do that like bait and switch
Mhm.
at the beginning, and yeah, the crowd just blew up for him, and yeah, it was cool. I don't know, three and a quarter,
3.5.
Yeah, I'm stuck between 3.25 and 3.5. I think
I'm at 3.25. Just because I don't like the fluky shit in the beginning, right? To get to Finn, I understand how and why you have to do it. I just don't like it. Just if you wanted him there in the match, just fucking announce Finn Balor.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
but
know.
if you're gonna bait and switch it, at least make it a clear upgrade like they did tonight. You know what I mean?
I think
Because
yeah,
it doesn't feel slimy at that point.
no,
That's true.
I think had they advertised the match as it was, I don't think it would have been quite as interesting. I think the crowd reaction to finding out it was Finn and they got that opportunity to see him really
So the
at
pop
it.
does it for you.
Yeah, I think I think the crowd participation and the excitement, it's like Shane said, you went from a guy that no one really, like, not many people know, to fucking Finn Balor. You know what I'm saying?
That was Jovan.
Yeah.
That was not I.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly,
Well,
other than Travis Banks' conduct outside of the ring, he was pretty good, man. I remember liking him
he's no
in a
Balor.
couple like cruiserweight hardcore matches or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's
He
no
put
fucking
on a couple
Balor,
good
dude.
matches down there. But no, he's no Finn
Finn.
Abs.
It's a shark fin. Yeah.
Shark.
You got it. Yeah, it's Finn Balor because it's shark fin. So yeah,
So 3.25, 3.5.
I'm 3.5. Did we convince you to go up to 3.5, Jovan? Or are you sticking at 3.25?
I'm sticking at 3.5. Let's go 3.5. Let me pull up with you, gentlemen.
All right, here we go. Dave
L'chaim.
Meltzer, Finn Balor, Jordan Devlin,
3.25.
3.5.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, Jovan said, "Fuck it, dude. I'll say whatever you guys want to say. I'm drinking a gas station soda pop.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, y'all can drink, man. I'm not.
He's like, you can get drunk. I'm getting diabetes.
Look here, diabetes. I'm at a location that I don't have alcoholic means right now.
It's all good, man. We can
Yeah,
pretend.
that's okay. But just
Um,
I had to chug that, so I'm gonna be honest. Set us up into the next match. I'm gonna go grab another beverage. Be
we'll
back in
grab
1
another
minute.
beverage where I'm going to lead us into a no disqualification match between a man named Eddie Dennis, who has a man with two first names. Eddie Dennis. Both of them are fucking awful first names. I'm sorry if your name is Eddie. And Dennis, you have a great first name.
I was waiting.
It took me about a minute to catch up to myself. I'm like, shit, I know a
I'm like,
Dennis,
is he
and I
gonna
love
say it?
Dennis. Love him. He's amazing. Yeah, but his first name is D. D, and then his second name is D, and
J.
then there's a J. But you know what? He's never gonna watch this, so I'm safe.
He might. You say that and
No.
he jumps on out of nowhere.
He's not gonna watch this. I love you, Dennis, and I'm sorry. That was rude. That was totally rude. I didn't think about what I was saying. Eddie Dennis, anyway, versus the British Otis, the bearded British Otis, and
Rotus.
Dave Mastiff. Dude, I was like, is that Otis?
No,
It's like,
it
wait,
looked like him though.
it did. He had
Did.
Otis's body, he had Otis's head, he had Otis's face.
I was waiting for the oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he just had like a British person's like beard and hair, and I was like, what is happening here?
Ah,
But
talk about a real British name. He's a big guy, and they named him Mastiff after fucking
Mastiff.
bull mastiffs.
after a dog.
Dog.
After a dog. Man, Shane, I fucking dug myself a grave right after you left.
Oh, I heard you saying something about Dennis being a bad name, and that's when I knew I had to. I had to leg it. I would never say something like that ever in my life.
I was like, this man has two first names and they're
Yeah,
both terrible. And then I'm
yeah,
like,
you-
Eddie Dennis. I'm like,
You
shit.
fucking piece of shit. Jesus.
I'm a fucking scumbag.
I was just sitting here watching it happen. I'm like, go on.
Yeah, say it. Say it. Say
Man,
it.
that's a.
I'm fucking wearing his shirt. I love the guy. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be. This is gonna be clipped and used tactically on shooting
for it,
shit.
go
You
for
know
it,
that,
yeah.
right?
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
47 minutes in, baby. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
but Edward Dennis versus
British Otis.
no,
Riotis.
Dave Mastiff. This was a good match. It
This was
worked
aw-
really.
It was kind of awesome, dude.
It worked so
really
well
was
as a
good.
palate cleanser.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, and it's something that I kind of just thought about is everything that they did was just wild enough to be cool, but not wild enough to be stupid. Like it seemed like they seemed very much in their like wheelhouse, in the things that they were confident that they could do. They did them well, and they kept a lot of the spots to a minimum. They would do something once or two hits with a kendo stick, and then they would
they
move
didn't
on.
go. They didn't. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I was
The-
expecting more out of the no DQ.
Yeah.
That might actually be my biggest complaint is that they didn't go to the full extent of the stipulation. But
It-
at the
I
same
thought
time,
I thought that they did just enough, and it worked because of that. Because how long was it? It was like 11 minutes.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't long.
yeah, it was 10:50.
Yeah.
But
So
I kept wanting like a bigger something to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that
I think Dave Mastiff's size counteracts that
He's
one, at
the
least for
biggest.
me, because he's so fucking big.
He's
Like
Otis, bro. He's
so
he
every
looks like fucking-
everything that
so
happened to
bad.
him, like the black hole slam that Edward Dennis hits on him right on the steps. It looks so impressive, and like it's a big move to begin with, but that shit looks so huge on
And-
him because he's so goddamn big.
And what is I can't remember what they were calling Eddie Dennis's finish or what he was trying to do, but he had, I mean, he put Big Man up on his shoulders, right? Like a
Yeah,
fucking piggyback.
it's his like razor's edge.
Yeah. He basically razor's edges him, but he carries him across the ring and like throws him into the turnbuckle, I think.
Yeah. Had
And
that
yeah.
gone through a table, that would have been so
But
like
yeah, that would have been great. But he got him up and he walked him halfway across the ring, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this dude is fucking strong.
And
He
he
doesn't
doesn't
look it.
look that strong. No,
No.
he looks
that's
lanky as
true.
hell.
Yeah, bro. Like
Um,
That's
it's
true.
like, I mean,
and
Jesus Christ, CM Punk looks stronger than him.
my biggest issue, I think, with the match is when they ripped the matting off, right? I
Mhm.
wish they would have done something a little bit more with that, or I wish Mastiff would have hit that like his rolling thing that he does more cleanly, because he kind of does it on the edge of the mat and on the edge of the concrete. I'm like, if you're gonna show the concrete, you gotta
You got to hit it
y-
on the concrete.
yeah, you gotta do something, because that's like an expectation. But I thought the finish was awesome. The like the diving cannonball through the
Yeah, it
through
was
the
really good.
table in the corner. It looked good.
It looked
Yeah, I
good.
mean, like, especially in the course of this pay-per-view, I think this match was good to very good. I don't know. I don't feel like I can give it any more than Finn versus uh, JD McDonough, but I don't want to give it any less either. So I think it's another perfect 3.5 candidate for what it is.
Hmm. I can't see going more than Finn because I enjoyed that one a lot. I think this one, and it's just personally, I kept waiting for that bigger thing, like a bigger thing to end it.
Sure.
Kind of like Isaac said, I was wanting. There was some spots, right? There were some spots. Don't get me wrong. This wasn't a hardcore match. It wasn't a death
Yeah.
match. But I felt like we just needed one more good spot, and it could have really been a lot better than what it was. So it's a 3-2-5 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm torn between a 3 and a 3-2-5, and my biggest issue is, as much as I like that cannonball through the table, it didn't feel like a finish to me. It
Yeah.
didn't feel like like, when you have a guy that size, I don't know, it didn't feel like that was the move that should have ended that match, that no DQ match. That being said, I had a great time. It was really fun, and it exceeded my expectations,
Why
which
does
is
that
why.
sound like something you say to somebody after a night together? You know what? It exceeded my expectations, and I had a really good time.
But never come back.
But
No, I you know what? I'm gonna go.
get your own Uber Audi.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-2-5 on it too, because I think ultimately my expectations for this match were pretty low going in. And yeah, it came out pretty fun, and I had a good time. And you know, I'm not gonna. No, fuck you, no. Nope, we're not going there.
I wasn't paying attention, but we're not going there. I agree.
Yeah, Jovan's trying to start some shit.
I was getting close.
He was trying to
Uh,
start some fucking grandma shit.
Oh,
I was gonna go there. Yeah.
Dave Meltzer gives this one a 3.
Oh, okay. So we're kind of
So,
aligned.
yeah, I mean, we're in the right ballpark,
yeah. Wait, no, I think that sounds like well, it's not a straight, because never mind. Sorry.
because you and I agreed 3 and a
Yep.
quarter.
No, you and Joe
Oh,
agreed.
Me
3
and you
I
agreed. Yeah,
gave
3 1/4.
yeah.
Yeah.
He went 3.5.
Which brings us to the penultimate match of the evening.
No.
Yeah, the penultimate match, the one before the last one.
Oh.
The penultimate. It's like the penultimate supper. It was like the dinner before the last supper. There's a bunch of Jesuses there. That was an old Monty Python sketch where the Pope fucking hired him like Leonardo to fucking paint the Last Supper, and he brings him like a picture with 3 Jesuses. He's like, "What is this?" He's like, "This isn't the Last Supper." He's like, "Hey, maybe it's the penultimate supper." He's like, "Why are there 3 Jesuses?" Well, the fat one balances the 2 skinny ones. Anyway, we have the penultimate match of the night between Tony pre-booty Storm and Rhea in the middle of booty,
Pre-mommy.
Pre-mommy.
pre-mommy, pre-black hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pre-goth
I'll say
as a
even
whole.
well, she was. I mean, she was
She-
sort of.
She
No,
she just started listening, but she
Mhm.
didn't go full on fucking Hot Topic yet.
No, she looks like a Warped Tour girl in
Yeah.
this
She
particular
looked.
phase.
She did look very good, as
I mean,
always.
yeah.
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
This actually
mean,
was a really good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was not expecting Tony to win. Mostly because I don't know. I guess I'm currently like Rhea pilled on what she's doing now, and the idea of her getting beat in a match is crazy. But
Doesn't make sense.
yeah. But I mean, they put on a hell of a match, and Rhea. I mean, it's interesting watching Rhea from like fuck 4 years ago now. Jesus Christ.
The evolution, dude. The move set's completely different. Well, not completely different, but different enough to where her shit feels heavier now.
Does
Well, I mean,
and
everything's different. I mean, she just the aura she carries.
Yeah.
and she
is-
seems
and she was intimidating before. She was intimidating at this point, but she's intimidating now. But she also just like I don't know. She unlocked it. You know what I mean? When you look at this
Yeah.
person and you're like, this is
That's it.
who is supposed to be on my screen right now.
I don't know if she is bigger now than she was then. Maybe she's like has done some more squats. Maybe she's a
No,
little
I
thicker.
think she's definitely bigger, bro.
I think she's
Little bit more
a little
solid.
bigger. But I think the one thing, and I think it's what you're saying though, is she like the line between Rhea Ripley as this character and Rhea Ripley is kind of gone
Yeah.
at this point, and not at this point in NXT, but today.
Yeah.
Right. Rhea Ripley is just fucking Rhea Ripley. Right. It's like there's no like it's like Stone Cold. Like I honestly she's like fucking Stone Cold in a way where it's like Stone Cold is just Stone Cold. That's who he is, right? It's not like, oh, you have this guy, you have the Miz, right? Who's the Miz, and he's a heel, but sometimes he's a nice guy who does this and that, and like he's playing this character, blah blah blah. It's John Cena or whatever. It's like this is somebody who's blurring the lines of reality in their character in the year 2023, and it kicks ass. It kicks ass. Anyway, the match also was a lot of fun, especially for like an NXT takeover match. Like this is another one where I don't know if I was expecting quite as much as I was given.
And
going
this is
into
their
it.
first takeover, so we didn't know what to expect going in. We knew how NXT did takeovers; they were a big fucking deal. But UK, man, they fucking came to play.
And especially
But even going through this, watching the early NXT takeovers, I mean, it took them quite a while to really figure out what
like 2 years
their brand was and what they were doing. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't until it took us a while to get to that point where we're like, this is a great show, front to back.
5-star
This is a great
shows.
show. Yeah, I mean, and there's only still been a couple of them, but still, like, yeah. Anything, and for them to hit the ground running like this is incredible.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a testament to what William Regal and Triple H had done up to that point, and the fact that they had gotten good at running these mega talented but intimate shows. Where they have these ultra incredibly talented wrestlers who oftentimes are wrestling at Full Sail Arena. Obviously they do run their mega arena shows, but most times it's in front of like 150 people. Like,
Yeah.
No, it's really. I mean, it's such a special. Like we got really lucky to be wrestling fans in the era of NXT when we were.
Yeah, getting to watch it live or just at the time.
Because going back, I mean, I always felt like, I'm so lucky I got to watch the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars, and like going back and watching it, like the shows were fun. Like, don't get me wrong, like Monday Night Raw was so much fun, but it wasn't a wrestling show.
Nope,
it wasn't a wrestling show. WCW at least was kind of a wrestling show. It wasn't very good, honestly. Like Nitro wasn't that great. But it was at least a wrestling show. And Raw was just wasn't.
it was a variety show.
And I mean, it was entertaining. It was fucking entertaining. But like going back and watching it, it's like it doesn't hold up. It does not hold up.
No.
Whereas I feel like you could go back and watch, like NXT Brooklyn 3,
It's
and it
good
will
wrestling.
still be one of the best wrestling pay-per-views you'll ever see in another 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like going back and watching WrestleMania 17, every time you go back and watch it, it's going to get worse and worse. It really is. And I'm not trying to take any shine off it, because WrestleMania 17 is a great pay-per-view. But like Saturday WrestleMania this year, better than every single match they put on in WrestleMania 17. Last year's WrestleMania, way better. And I think that's the thing, is like as it goes on, like, and it's more focused on doing crazy wrestling matches, etc. Like, yeah, like we're gonna come to a point where all the best WrestleManias of all time are just kind of like, they're unwatchable.
Well, I mean, it's no different than any other sport. I mean, I make this argument all the time about the NFL, and that's that, obviously some of your greatest like tackles of all time would still like stand up today. Your Orlando Pace, you know what I mean? But
Dave Judd, Orlando Pace.
but that's an Ohio State boy, baby. Um,
OH.
but
IO.
Um, but most of even the higher end tackles of that time period would get eaten alive by the athletes today. It just is what it is. As a
It's the way
sport grows and
Yeah.
evolves, people they start training from the time that they're children now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you're seeing it
Yeah.
in MMA a lot as well. I know that you don't know much about that, but Jovan does. I mean, shit,
Dude.
man. Some of the greatest of all time in sports, from way back in the day, were smoking cigarettes and drinking on the sideline.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
how
mean?
do-
Which kicks ass. I love it.
How do you think a guy like Randy Couture would fare in today's UFC?
He'd get fucked up, dude.
He'd
It-
get
it
fucked up.
in his
They don't
prime.
even Greco-Roman wrestle anymore. That's how useless.
Chuck Liddell would get destroyed, dog, by like every one of probably the top 10
Yeah.
at light heavyweight.
Chuck Liddell was lucky because his takedown defense for what wrestling was at the time was really good.
And he was tough as
And-
hell up until his chin got cracked.
Exactly. But nowadays you've got fucking world-class wrestlers who are in almost every fucking weight division. They would eat Chuck Liddell alive.
And the heavier you get, the more that wrestling matters. Like
Yep.
wrestling at heavyweight right now, Isaac, is the key. It's the deciding factor. Because if you can wrestle at heavyweight, dog, you're in. For instance,
So a guy
John,
a guy like Brock Lesnar in his prime would do really well, I bet.
well,
He did really well, dude.
Well,
yeah.
he did, but I'm saying, but so did Chuck Liddell in his
Yeah,
prime.
I mean,
But
yeah,
what I'm
I mean,
saying is a
That's
guy like
different,
Brock.
though,
Yeah,
because
but Brock
Lesnar's
Lesnar's a
prime
big man.
was
Yeah,
closer to
and-
nowadays.
But also
and Liddell
Lesnar is
Lesnar's
also just-
wheelhouse.
And
is
Lesnar's
that
also just
amateur
a freak
wrestling.
of nature. Like Chuck Liddell is a guy, right? Who like obviously at the time was in very good shape, very strong, whatever. But Brock
could have been
Lesnar
just a
is
bike
But he's
rider.
also an
is-
NCAA champion wrestler. Like
yeah,
Brock
is
Lesnar
a freak animal.
fucking wrestler. Like
And
first and foremost, he is an amateur wrestler who is extremely good at his craft.
so I mean, in I don't want to harp on this too much because we gotta talk about this
Yeah.
match but no, I mean there's a big difference between amateur grappling and like wrestling and MMA wrestling.
Yeah.
But if Lesnar were to get coached properly, he would do very well today. Yes,
Yeah.
but
It is
he,
fucking
I
awesome.
mean, but
He's a beast.
I guess I'm assuming that he has more time and doesn't get deathly ill. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, because if that happens to him, he's doing way
Well, that's
worse
what-
today than what he did back then.
Well, I mean, that's what took him out anyway. Is
Yeah.
the diverticulitis. So.
Diverticulitis, yeah.
Well, I mean, and he
Um,
started so late, bro. He started when he was like 33.
Speaking of lick your tight ass, how about that Rhea Ripley and Tony Storm match?
Yeah. Oh, great segue.
Cool.
That was really fucking
It's,
good. I'm not even gonna lie.
See what
Yeah,
you
I
did
don't
there.
know. I mean, I don't the issue is with this match for me is I don't remember a whole lot from it. Honestly, like there's not a whole lot of high spots that I'm like I remember this. I remember a lot of Riptides and Storm Zeros and kickouts and strikes. I
It was
remember Tony
good.
Storm making a whole lot of weird faces. She's constantly in like a
Not the face.
face. I mean, like it was really good, right? But I don't know. For me, this one fell a little bit short of expectation, and maybe that's just because I know I know Tony Storm, the wrestler now, and I know Rhea Ripley, the wrestler now.
And
Um,
do you think that your rating would be different if you had watched this live as
for
to
sure, for sure.
watching it today? Okay.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
don't have the expectation of what they are today.
No,
yeah,
I'm
no,
just
no, for
curious.
sure. I mean, 1,000,000%. And honestly, while I think overall it is definitely a better match than the last two, like I think it's a better worked match. I didn't enjoy it as much. I just didn't, and for that I'm gonna rate it a 3.25. It's not. I don't feel right rating it way below the last two, but
Yeah. No, I'm there with you, man. I think it's perfectly said. It suffers from us knowing what these people turn into, what their development is. Because here we get them, they're still pretty raw, you know. Rhea's not Rhea yet. Tony, like you said, is pre-booty Tony. That hip attack doesn't really give as much
yo,
hip as it does now.
she fucked her up with that though. I do remember that. That was a good looking ass attack, bro.
But you know, I'm good at a 3 on it. I'm not. I don't want to go lower than a 3, and I can't see myself going much higher than a 3. But I'll give it a solid 3, and I will say, if you're interested in the jacket that was worn during that event, I actually know the dude who owns it, and he's been trying to sell it. So
Damn,
shout out
that's pretty cool. The Tony Storm one.
the Tony Storm one, yeah, the black and white Blackpool.
Damn.
Wow.
You know what? You know what? God damn it!
No, rate
You
the
know,
match.
you
You're
know,
rating the match.
you know how I'm gonna go 3.25 with you, Shane. You know how everyone's like, oh, what's that one crazy piece of wrestling memorabilia that you wonder where it is or would love to have?
Yeah.
Do you remember the tampon match where I wonder where that tampon is.
You're talking about Priscilla Kelly, otherwise known as
Yeah.
Gigi Dolan of current
Gigi
NXT
Dolan.
fame.
I wonder where he shoved the
Well,
fucking tampon in her mouth.
speaking
Yeah.
of
I
current
wonder where that
NXT
is.
fame, the main event of the night was Pete
Wait a
Dunne versus
minute.
Joe
Wait a
Coffey.
minute. We got
Oh, Meltzer.
3.25, 3.0, and a 3.25 from Dave Meltzer.
Wow, Melted liked it more than I did.
Yeah, we almost clusterfucked there.
You're welcome.
And now, Shane, you
Yes.
can do your
Business.
Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey for the United Kingdom Championship.
Which Pete Dunne has held for like 600 days and defended twice
Yeah.
at this point.
And that's all they talk about was
That's
like
another
he's-
reason I was so off of this match. I don't like Pete Dunne's wrestling. I've said that millions of times. But to make a big deal of him, it's the biggest streak in modern day professional wrestling. Well, he never fucking wrestles, and he wrestles like a fucking bitch. So
and it's NXT
Oh,
UK. It's NXT UK. But this was a decent match. This match
I didn't watch it. I can't watch him wrestle.
This match for me, I was torn because it started off so slow.
Dud.
A dud. Wow. It started off so slow, but it had a very old school feel to it.
that's egregious.
It had
A
a
dud
very
is
that's crazy. It had a
from left
very
field.
old school feel to it, right? Like it felt like a match you would have seen in
It was
Crockett.
an ode. It was an ode to classic British wrestling at the beginning.
But it also felt like it could have been a Crockett match from 1971.
Well, the Mustache Mountain match did the same thing with all of like the different, like the spinning holds and all of that. And they're all part of the British strong style. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if they kind of agreed to, Doolittle Oates.
Well, and
But I
that
agree with you. It was slow as hell for the
this
first
was
5 minutes.
also, and they pointed us out a couple of times, and he had the shit on his unitard or whatever, but this was kind of an homage to oh fuck, I'm fucking getting a little tired, but fucking the everyman there with the lumberjack. He's War Games.
William Regal.
Yes,
Regal.
dude. I'm so
You
sorry.
forgot William Regal's name.
He's like, it's
You
War
okay?
Games.
Quit.
Dude, I woke up at like 4 a.m. this morning. Give me a little slack. William Regal.
I went to sleep at 4 a.m. and woke up at 7:30. Why do you think I needed that nap? That nap needed
And
me
you
more than
took a
anything.
nap. And you took a nap.
It was like an hour. I
An
was
hour,
late to the
an
show
hour.
for that.
Oh, that'll get you so much energy. Anyway, it was kind of an homage to William Regal because they really wrestled like a catch wrestling style like him. But
I've
and
never
once it
been
got
bored by William Regal wrestling.
well, you didn't watch it, so but once it got going, it wasn't bad. Like it really wasn't.
No, once it got going, it started kicking ass.
Yes, and once you got about 12 minutes into this, it really started picking up. The last if they had just started 20 minutes 10 15 minutes in, it would have been a better match.
It was like a 30-minute match, 40-minute match.
This it was 34, I think 34 minutes. 34 minutes 15 seconds. And yeah, it was I expected more out of this, honestly. And I think because of that,
You expected more because you're comparing it to a Walter match.
well, I'm also it's the main
Oh,
event. It's the main
Walter.
event. The first match was so good.
You expect the main event to deliver?
Yeah, I did, and I don't hate Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne has some talent, and but this one didn't fully do it for me. It just missed the mark. I don't know whether it was because Coffee was just in Dunne don't mesh together or whatever it is.
Nobody messes with Dunn. I can't tell you a good Dunn match, and that's the issue I have with Pete Dunn.
Oh my goodness! Not even the one versus Walter? Are you kidding me?
That's
Wait,
not a
really?
Dunn match. That's a Walter match.
Oh, you stop it! You stop.
It's incredible. That's a 5-star match.
We'll get there, and I'm gonna yell at you.
It's a 5-star match.
But we will
This
get there soon.
what-
Soon, honestly.
I'm torn between 3 and 325 on this one. Honestly, this just didn't do it for me. It was
Man.
kind of a letdown, and honestly, it was my dud of the night. I mean, and it wasn't terrible, but it was honestly every other match I feel
Man,
like
that's
was better or at least a little more interesting, and this one just was slow. It felt like it was 45 minutes and it was only 34. There was 12 minutes at the beginning that was completely unnecessary and just downright boring.
and he's so grumpy. He was not this grumpy earlier
No,
about this.
I wasn't, but I mean, the more I think about it,
The
more
worse it gets, because it's fucking Pete Dunne.
But I mean, that's how I feel. Whereas I think about every other match, and like I don't have any negative feelings about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them weren't perfect, some of them weren't magnificent, but like none of them bored me.
Yeah.
I never had moments where I was like, Jesus Christ, is this ever going to start?
Why
Is
is
this ever
this
going to get going?
patty cake in the ring?
Yeah, and so for that, yeah, I'm gonna go 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you're so this is my second favorite match of the night. I mean, honestly, and I agree with you. The first 12 or so minutes is a little slow. I don't think you need to shave the whole thing off. As I said earlier, I think shaving 6 minutes off would have done this
Especially
match
if
a
they'd given
world
it
of
the Mustache Mountain.
yeah. I mean a world of good. But once this thing starts heating up, man, you end up with Pete Dunne eating 1,000 discus elbows.
Yeah. Oh no, I really enjoyed that.
Doing Kota Ibushi bumps. You end up with him doing that knee strike to Joe Coffey's head as he tries to spear him. I love all the joint manipulation shit. It can get a little old, but I haven't seen. He doesn't do it anymore, right? So this was, kind of like
because he
a little
learned
callback.
that's so stupid.
He did win the match on a pinky hold.
I was gonna say I will say that Joe Coffey kicking out of his finish 3 times and then tapping out to his
To a
finger getting
pinky.
bent
A pinky,
a
not even
weird
his
direction
pinky betting bet. The
is
rest
is a li-
after
is a little
snapping these
strange.
two, because he snapped these two and then he grabbed the pinky and he tapped out.
It's
I was
never
like,
the
But
ones in the pink,
but
but it's the one in the
but
stink
we
that
did
get you.
see the same thing happen to Sin Cara, where he fucking hurt his pinky and he had to
Yeah.
end the match. So
there were multiple times that I was scared for their safety. You had that real sketchy power bomb off the top rope where he picks him up and just kind of slings him this way.
yeah,
They had 2
that
spots
looked
back
like
to.
shit.
No, it looked awesome. It looked like it hurt
bad.
like hell.
Looks so sick.
Then you had back-to-back spots where they both kind of just fell off the top rope. I couldn't really tell whether or not that was scripted, and it worked for me in that way because it
Yeah.
looked like they were just trying to fuck each other up, and they
And
ended
they
up
did the
fucking.
headbutt
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought that this was a really good match by a really good wrestler in Pete Dunne and definitely a solid wrestler in Joe Coffey. And I don't know. I mean, it was long, like I said, but it made it feel like a big event match, right? I mean, it went forever, so they're fighting over this thing. I don't know.
Did.
I honestly, I like it enough to
You're giving
give
it
it
a 2?
oh no, I'm giving it a 4.
You're giving it 4. Giovanna, you're giving it a 2? And you didn't even watch it. He gives it a 2. I'm giving it a 3. 2,
Hey,
3, 4. So if Meltzer gives it a 1 or a 5, we're gonna drink all our alcohol. He gives it a 3.75.
Yeah.
yeah, me and Meltzer.
You and Meltzer. Any closing thoughts you want to give this pay-per-view a rating here?
Would
Yeah.
have been so much better without Pete Dunne.
You get the Walter, Jovan. It deserves more
Oh my
because
God.
you get the Walter debut
I'm
after
sorry,
this
yes.
match.
I'm sorry. We can't even stop talking about this yet because yes, Walter debuts. He kicks Coffey's head off. He stares down Dunn and then walks back up, which was awesome. Great entrance music. Walter is so intimidating at that size and at that body's at that
What's
body
more
weight.
intimidating, Big Walter or Walter now?
Big Walter, 1,000,000%.
Big Walter is more intimidating, but Walter now,
You can't say puts on better matches. You can't.
No,
I don't say he puts on better. I mean, he puts on the same quality matches he's always put on.
yeah.
They are more impressive though because he can't do the slapping spots as much. Like you think about his NXT matches and he's just open and slapping people in the face over and over again.
Yeah,
Like especially those Ilya Dragunov matches, man. The one where he looked like a
Oh,
dead fish in front of nobody.
God.
I mean, but here's the thing: is
I almost
like
killed Ilya.
Walter and Ilya Drag 5-star. Walter Pete Dunne 5-star. Walter fucking of a Mustache Mountain there.
Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate 5-star. Walter fucking
Sheamus.
Sheamus 5-star.
Walter Sheamus Drew.
5-star.
5 stars. Yeah.
Walter Sheamus again 5-star.
Well,
Walter's a beast.
He's able to. I mean, and
He is
especially in the
single greatest fucking wrestler in WWE today.
so.
He
One
is
thing I was thinking about earlier, and this is
fight
piggybacking off of Walter, is the amount of influence from this show that is still in the WWE. Rhea is one of their biggest stars. Walter is one of their biggest stars and is going to become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Woo.
JD McDonough from earlier is about to be hanging out or feuding with Finn Balor again. Pete Dunne obviously has not had a similar career path, but he's still there. He's hanging out with Sheamus.
What you expect?
Named Butch.
Yeah. No, I
think Tyler Bate is still employed as well. He's down on NXT right now.
And he's so fucking good.
Trent Seven is long gone.
Yeah. No, I mean, but yeah, I mean, you really, honestly, you have a lot of you have Finn Balor, you have Rhea Ripley, you have Walter. I mean, just those guys
Obviously,
alone.
Tony had a
Tony
decent
Storm.
run, and then is
current
now
champion
doing.
in AEW.
Yeah, I was gonna say hanging out in AEW now as champ.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I guess what I'm saying
got 3
is
champions right there: Tony, Walter, and Rhea.
Grizzled Young Vets were NXT Tag Champs, I believe, as well.
They
Yep.
were something big in NXT. The Grizzled
Finn
Young
Balor.
Bro,
Veterans, too.
Finn
they're
Balor
so
first
good.
Universal
There's
Yeah.
no
champ.
reason why they couldn't have made the main roster, dude. No
None at
reason.
all.
Yep.
But what I was gonna say is, this match this card is a 5-star match. The rest of the parts are good enough on their own, but when you look at overall significance and you look at what this card has led to in the course of, especially with the Walter debut, of WWE as a whole
Must
in NXT,
watch.
yeah, no, I mean it really is a must watch. I don't think it's a 5 by any means, but I think a 4.5 overall show, honestly, is
Solid 4 and a must watch show, and especially a must watch tag match.
Yeah.
If you wanna see what tag team wrestling should be in the year 2023, watch that match because it holds up incredibly well and is better than most tag matches that I've seen recently.
And the crowd was so hot. The crowd really made it for me too.
Yeah. Well, that's what made Backlash for me.
Yeah.
It's the crowd, and that it really does make a difference. Yeah. So we're gonna watch some probably WWF next week. Some great '98 WWF wrestling.
Nice.
So we're all very excited about that. Anyway, I'm Isaac.
I'm
That's
Shane.
Jovan. That's
Oh, shit.
Shane. We love you guys. Have a great evening.
Shane, Jovan, and Isaac talk about wrestling, 'cause it's motherfucking